Savannah, St. Louis, and this afternoon, Palm Beach reinstate mask mandates. Keith Barr, IHG Hotels and Resorts CEO, joins us now from the Intercontinental downtown Los Angeles, where the America's Lodging and Investing Summit is taking place. Keith, good to see you again. Welcome.
Great to see you, Sarah.
So news today is that the Biden administration, through White House officials, saying it is not adjusting those travel rules on the UK, Europe. I know you're based in the UK, have a very international footprint. Is this a mistake, and are you pushing back?
You know, we've been talking to the administration in the United States and around in countries around the world about how to reopen travel safely and thoughtfully. So the U.S. is our largest market, about 65% of our business. And the good thing is that we're 95% domestic. So the decision by the administration not to reopen doesn't have a material impact on our business, but it does have an impact on some very, very important gateway cities like New York, Boston, Chicago, San Francisco, which do rely upon that international travel. And that impact is on jobs and on economic growth. So we're very focused on working with the government to make sure we can reopen travel, but it won't have a significant impact on our business today. But it's something that we do need to rectify because we're going to have to learn how to coexist with COVID for the foreseeable future. And international travel is a critical component of growth, connectivity, and business.
What about the Delta variant? Is that having any impact on travel bookings? Are people readjusting as we have seen this spread in the U.S. and around the globe?
That was the real question that we were wondering. And so we saw a recent survey here in the United States that 70% of Americans were very comfortable getting back on with their life, getting back on with travel, confident in vaccinations and confident in their ability to cope with this. And so, as you noted, I live internationally. So to get here to Los Angeles, I did quite a few flights. I flew from the UK. I flew from Atlanta to Salt Lake City, and then here to Los Angeles. And if the flights are any indication of consumers' concerns, they're not concerned. Every single one of those flights was full. The front of the plane, the back of the plane. The airports looked like 2019 all over again, with the exception of people wearing masks. And what we're seeing, those flights are transferring into hotel stays. We're seeing record occupancies in many, many markets across the United States. And this past weekend here at the amazing Intercontinental in Los Angeles, they're running 80% occupancy too. So we're not seeing any material impact on consumer sentiment or on our business today.
As for labor and staffing, Keith, there's been a lot of discussion about, of course, how hard it is to get employees, but also a lot written lately about the ways in which hotels are using technology to get around that, making adjustments to the schedules for, say, housekeeping. Do you see a clear path there?
It is one of the real challenges facing the entirety of the hospitality sector. That's restaurants, that's hotels, things that involve service. We need more staff across the industry because many people left the industry during COVID, and we have to bring them back in. And so we've been very focused on that, about how we can be an attractive employer. For example, I started in this industry as a teenager working in restaurants, then went off to university. And now, 35 years later, I'm the global CEO. So it's an amazing industry to work in. So we have to get that message out and be very focused on flexibility as an employer now, and recognizing that some people are concerned about coming back to work in the service industry during COVID, and to ensure them that it is safe too. So that's one component. We have to focus on this industry, training, developing. Also need more access to visas. So we're working with the government to make sure that we get the right level of immigration into the country for certain roles. And then leveraging technology, as we did through COVID, to continue to make our operations more efficient so that our staff can focus on serving people and maybe not doing some of those tasks they don't need to do, like mobile check-in and mobile checkout and guest requests and things like that too. So COVID has accelerated the utilization of technology to enable customers to do things the way they want to do them on their phones and other ways. So definitely a key component moving forward.
Shepard Smith.